Hey, good afternoon. This is going to be the second stream today that I've done today. You know, I had an interesting conversation, and I'm going to start. The conversation was about like integrations with an older black woman, and I'll start off the. How should I start this off? I guess I'll start it off like this right here. It's an old familiar interview. Lester Maddox and Jim Brown. I'll let you take a listen. We're only going to play about a couple seconds of it. That was a brief snippet of the discussion between Lester Maddox, who's actually the governor of Georgia, and Jim Brown here. And which brought to mind this clip. Before I get into a clip that I'm going to play, that I had a conversation with an older black woman that lived through segregation and integration. I want you to hear what she has to say. But here's Michael Luther King.
That dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism. And I think the realistic fact is that we still have a long, long way to go, and that we are involved in a war on Asian soil, which, if not checked and stopped, can poison the very soul of our nation. I'm not going to say that all of our problems will be solved if the war in Vietnam is ended, but I do say that the war makes it infinitely more difficult to deal with these problems. When a nation becomes obsessed with the guns of war, it loses its social
I'm not sure if this is the correct clip, and let me make sure this is the right clip
perspective and programs.
Let me see if this is the right
that
clip.
Confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism. And I think the realistic fact is that we still have a long, long way to go, and that we are involved in a war on Asian soil, which, if not checked and stopped, can poison the very soul of our nation. I'm not going to say that all of our problems will be solved if the war in Vietnam is ended, but I do say that the war makes it infinitely more difficult to deal with these problems. When a nation becomes obsessed with the guns of war, it loses its social perspective, and programs of social uplift suffer. This is just a fact of history, so that we do face many more difficulties as a result of the war.
There was one clip I thought here where he was saying he had integrated into a burning house. Maybe it's updated. Let me see if I can find that clip again. If not, I'll have to. Sheesh. Let me hear. It may be right here again. I want to play this clip before I play this next clip here, but I wanted to hear from Michael Luther King's own mouth first, and let's see if we get him say it. I thought this was it. I see the subtitle has it there.
Confess that that dream that I had that day has
integrated into a burning house. Let's see if we can get King saying that. And before we go farther here, integrating into a burning. Here is a quote here, and I just want to get King saying it here. This must be it right here. Is it look at the same video? Is this it? Let's see if this is it. I don't know if this is it. This may be the same video. Either way it goes, that was a quote from Martin Luther King right there. And here is some video, some audio actually.
That dream that I had that day.
And that's right. And I want to play some video here for you guys. Some audio actually for you guys. And let me see. The first one I'm going to play is about segregated bathrooms. I want you to hear this. I want you to take a listen to this. Let's see if I can play this for you. It's a lady that lived through segregation and integration. And we'll see if we can play this first clip here. Give me a minute. Let's see. Hopefully.
Uh, break
shit.
room, we had 2 bathrooms. They wasn't labeled men or women or black or white, but it was so few blacks. And if somebody come out of one of the bathrooms, we get empty, and I go in there. And when I come out, that's an empty bathroom. Or whoever behind me, they white. They wasn't going in there. They just wait till whoever in the hood can come out. They wasn't.
But what if a black
And that
person
was
came out of that one?
what it wasn't enough for us to.
Oh.
We didn't have what. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they wasn't going in there.
What? So the black people
Mm-hmm.
went to a certain bathroom?
So you go to
Any bathroom?
whatever bathroom. But if I come out and a girl behind me white, she next to go. She ain't going in there. She just stand there to the hood and come
To
over.
the. But couldn't the black? Well, you
Yeah.
said there wasn't that many blacks. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a story of segregated bathrooms in the South. And here is a story, another snippet. And we're going to have more snippets here. You heard King talking about the Vietnam War. We're going to have some snippets of that. Just this discussion, again, with the older lady. She's lived through integration and segregation. So she's giving her perspective on both. And here's the next clip. Let me pull that up for you. Here's the next clip coming up here. Give me 1 second. I don't know why it takes so long to load here. 1 second. All right. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
You lived in pre-segregation and post-segregation. Which do you think
Yeah.
was better?
Before it was integrated, I liked it just like it was down on 17th Street, just like it was. Mm-hmm. And when all
And that was a clip there of a woman who's lived through post and pre-integration. And just as Martin Luther King expressed, and just as Lester Maddox expressed, seemingly they both ended up, or all three ended up on the same side of the coin there in terms of they all agreed that ultimately segregation, at least the voluntary segregation and not the forced integration, was not was better. You just allow people to live how they want to live and not the forced integration. And we're going to play some more clips here of the lady talking about the integration of the schools and how they initially had their choice of a segregated versus an integrated school and what her choice was. You hear about that, the outcomes of that for the people that chose one way or the other. So we hear about that. And I thought it was a very interesting conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And I hope you look forward to more of these conversations. Again, thank you for joining, guys, to support the channel. We try to bring you some interesting content here. And that was something that I found very interesting. Again, this is John Galt, the urban landlord here. First of the month is time to get these people to pay their rent. You know it's that time. So again, yeah.
I am the
I'm
landlord
the
to the first.
landlord to the first. All right. Thank you for joining.